Morning. Oh, not close. I will not be maxing this thing. I haven't been blitzing nearly enough. So I feel like I'm blitzing into a bit of a vacuum right now because I'm not really close to a new milestone. I'm gonna need some gold blitz tickets. I've got 2 gold blitz runs saved up now. So hopefully we can get some loopholes or a significant amount of t-shirts from those gold blitzes, but I've neglected it too much this weekend to get close to doing well in this event. But we'll see how we can do in these last, what do we got, an hour and 45 minutes until this blitz disappears. And then we'll just pick at the scraps on the prize wall. If I can get close enough to get a couple hundred of the Hogan shards, that's probably what I'll do. Just chip away at that. I really just, my excitement today is just refreshing the App Store to see when this new update comes out and goes live. Good job on getting Eddie. Yeah, a faction mate of mine got Eddie as well. I just got him recently too. I haven't really touched him other than to level up a couple of his moves for him to be a blitz guy. But it does make me think that maybe I can take advantage of all the Alexa Bliss shards that I have and take her up to a level where Eddie training her makes her certainly much more viable female superstar than what I have currently. I don't think Fiend is faster than Bruno. For those of you who saw me blitzing with Bruno, he's just a little a little more brainless. You just have to press the pink button twice, as opposed to Bruno where you have to physically put the submission gems on the board. Yes, I'm getting that lazy. And he's just something different. Yeah, I'm slow burning my way too. If I get a couple hundred of the shards from this prize wall, I'll end up around the 1300, 1400 shard mark, which is progress. I've seen a bunch of people get him now with not many people pulling him, but people getting him above that 200 shard level, which is good for them. I'm a little worried that in this new update, being in League 15, the showdown might be just a never-ending parade of Hogan Mr. T combinations. So not necessarily looking forward to that. Although a lot of the time running my Fandango, you can get done before the opponent gets a turn, which would be good in that situation, certainly if you're facing Hogan and Mr. T. One thing that wasn't addressed in the new update blog was the perks situation. I assume it's not going to change at all, but Yeah, but do I want to be running Scott Hall as my showdown guy? It'll just make showdown that much longer. Because yeah, you can steal the MP, but I don't think the MP steal build is his highest damage build. It'll just lead to longer matches. I see what you're saying. Certainly a valuable guy. So I'm only at milestone 16 here. I've got to do 11 more blitzes to get to the next milestone. So this is probably going to be the last milestone I hit, because with only an hour and 40 minutes, it takes you about an hour to do 10 blitzes. So if I need to do 11, say that's an hour and 6 or 7 minutes. So by 11:30 should have that next milestone hit. Although I do have a couple of gold ones, so that I should run those and get those out of the way when I'm done this blitz. See where we stand. Yeah, so that's like 3 of the regular blitzes, right? So I haven't been too lucky with the pulls that I've earned, whether it be the normal or the premium. In one of them I got 10,000 t-shirts. I've earned maybe 100 and change Hogan shards. Yeah, we love doing blitzes, don't we, Derek? That's why I always say at the beginning of every month, even if you are anti-perks, it will help your life in this game so much more by getting the tour perks and the blitz perks. Because there's so many blitzes, having that MP advantage makes so many more characters turn 1 in a blitz. And the tours, you know, there's sometimes characters come out and you only have them at 3-star silver or 3-star bronze. Getting those tour perks helps you get a lot farther in those tours to get the monthly currency than if you don't get them. So I would recommend, if you have the coins to be able to do it, to get blitz and tour perks at the start of each monthly contest. I'm short of a technician. Which superstar will you suggest? 3-star bronze DDP, 2-star silver Brett. Well, if those are your best two, obviously I would keep going with DDP because you have him at 3-star already. 2-star silver is a long haul. Takes a lot of resources. But I wouldn't spend too many resources and take either of those guys too high in case you manage to pull a better technician down the line. When you do all the matches, can you do a showdown match between Aqua Ricochet and your Andrade? Yeah, we'll see. I want to get as many of these blitzes done as I can. Yeah, there's a lot of turn 1 guys in this blitz, Leland. Rowan, Bruno, Fiend. A lot of guys are turn 1 with big choose moves, finishing these matches pretty quick. Eddie is another turn 1 sub guy. You don't have AOP. Yeah, but I don't think you need AOP for DDP. Maybe you do. I haven't run DDP recently, so he's a little hazy in my memory as to what his best moveset is, certainly at 3-star. So we'll finish this blitz, open up these couple of bags, and then we'll do a couple of the gold blitzes and see what else we need to do to get to that next milestone. Hopefully get lucky with the bags from those gold blitzes. Luckier than I've been anyway. It would be really sweet to get a live stream Hulk Hogan pull, wouldn't that? A man can dream. But I know what bucket I'm in this game. Good day, Rackers. They both have their merits, Leland. I think when you're talking about offense and which guy you're going to use more and whose moveset does more damage, I think you're talking about Nash. I don't know whether you got enough stuff in this event to get the Nash gear for the extra column break gem. I think Nash is a little better than Hall in that sense. I think Hall has a build that certainly is more frustrating to face for opponents on Showdown and on feuds, because he's got a really annoying defensive build. So they both have their pros and cons. 500 more gold blitz tickets. So we got 2,500. Let's knock these two out. Honky Tonk Man, he's a valuable trainer in this world of defensive straps. Oh, I chose Bruno. Sorry, I meant to swap Bruno out for Fiend, so anyone tuning in to see Fiend for the next 8 minutes or so is going to see Bruno. Sorry about that. I could switch him for the next blitz. I hadn't done Fiend on one of these gold blitzes yet. Bruno was in my lineup. It's essentially the same thing. Lead move, sub move. Still debating what I'm going to do on these gold ingots prize wall, whether I'm going to get that Nash gear or whether I'm just going to stock up on resources. Yeah, I can't see running Nash as a red MP stealer in my world very often just because I have Elias who does that. I also have Trick Rock on my roster who I haven't really touched yet, but those guys are both red MP steal guys, so I think I would really only use Nash offensively with his create a million column break gems and blow up the board on almost every turn. But I see your point. If you don't have Elias and you don't have Trickster Rock, Nash can certainly be the red MP steal to go against guys like Andre and Razor and Hacksaw. Yeah. One of the keys with so many blitzes in the game now is to keep some guys on your roster who you don't touch. They're not highly respected guys. You don't want to level them up, so you keep them as fodder for blitz, because the key to keeping your opponents low on blitz, for those of you who are maybe a little newer, is your total blitz talent. If you keep it lower, you face lower opponents. So you want to fill in as many blitz spots as you can with the lowest possible roster. So always keep a couple of guys on your roster who are just there to fill spaces on your blitz card. Yeah, I think gears are becoming to the point now where when you can get one for free, you get one for sure. I think that's probably the direction I'll go. And then the other package I'll probably take, because that's all I'll have really enough for, is the one with the 2,000 TP and the 2 million coins. I think that's pretty common. What a lot of people have been doing who end up around 1 million gold ingots is getting the Nash gear and the 2,000 TP bundle. And then just spending the dribs and drabs that are left on whatever you can get, a couple of those smaller coin packs or TP packs. The silver ones, I've spent about half of what I got. I just need to grab some more resources from there. If you have Kurt already at 4-star, I would go with Kurt. They're about the same. They blow up the board. Do you have green DDP as a trainer for Kurt? And along the same lines, do you have Farouk or Scott Hall NWO as a trainer for Sheik? Don't just look at tier lists and say that guy's higher, so I'm going to take him up. Always make sure you have the trainers for whatever their best build is, because I've seen so many people say, hey, I just got Sting and I'm taking him up, and hey, I just got Sting to 4-star, so how should I run him? Oh, by the way, I don't have either of the AOP. Well, that's a problem, because Sting is a tier 1 striker when you have Akam and Rizar. When you only have one of them, he moves down a little. When you have neither of them, not so much. So always consider the best training build before taking anyone up. Yeah, he is, but at 4-star, Kurt Angle is a submission X-Break recycling superstar. So I personally went with Angle. I'm going to be taking him to gold soon. My Sheik, I think, is still 3-star gold. Plus, I've already got a powerhouse who uses column break gems and blows up the board, and that's Nash. So there's so many good powerhouses now that when you have one who's already 4-star and you're talking about comparing him to someone who's 3 stars, Ridiculous how hard what are to get Leland the gears? Nash or Vader or Goldberg? If you had me rank them, I'd say the order you put them on the screen is about where I would rank them now. If we're talking 4-star gold. If we're talking less than gold, I would say Vader is ahead of Nash. I think at 4-star gold, I think the order you wrote down is the order I would rank them. Nash, Vader, Goldberg. But again, thank you, Rob. Again, if you're ranking Nash high, you need to have a 5K Farouk or a 9K Scott Hall, NWO. When you're talking Vader, it's, you know, it's Steel and Big John Studd. When you're talking Goldberg, I'm not sure what his, is it Akam and Studd? I'm not a fan of Goldberg. I think the competition there is between Nash and Vader, in my opinion. But I think one thing you have to start getting out of your mentality is just strictly looking at a tier list. Because with straps and medals and perks, the playing field between a lot of guys is leveled a little. Like I've got a new gen epic strap for new gen Powerhouse that I'm deciding between Vader or Luger. You put one of those on with some great medals, and they leap over a lot of people who don't have good straps or medals equipped. Well, you should be able to get Akam in this Blitz event if you blitz hard enough. If you have enough Blitz tickets. Yeah, the powerhouse level at 4-star gold is really great, but there's a ton of tier 1 guys in that now, so not a lot to choose between them. Oh, that looks a lot like t-shirts. Ugh. 2 gold Blitz bag and I got 1,200 t-shirts. That's just terrible. That's about as low as you can get. This will probably be Jerry Lawler shards. About right. Do I know this game and what bucket I'm in or what? My goodness. 553, so 16K, so I need 4 more blitzes to get to that next milestone. Hello, everybody. Hello to those just joining the stream. That was quite the cascade. Man, those 2 gold bags were disappointing. 1,200 t-shirts. Ugh. Where's, I've not pulled a guy during a live stream, no. Where's everybody on the stream? Where are you in the world? And how are things where you are? I am in Toronto. The weather's trying to decide if it's still late winter or early spring. It's clear and relatively sunny, but still cool to cold. But I guess it doesn't really matter what the weather is because we're not going outside a whole lot. Still deciding. Probably as many Hogan shards as I can get. West Point, New York. Is that a upstate New York? I'm not fluent on my New York State geography. Is West Point where the military academy is? Is that the West Point that we're talking about, or is it just a coincidence? I'm Canadian, eh? So forgive me for not knowing my American geography and history, eh? Go ahead, Wanda Lee. What's your question? Yeah, the conflicting messages are hard, Derek. I would say listen as much as you can to medical experts and not very much to those in politics. That would seem to be a reliable way to go. Louisiana. I am not a hot and humid lover. If it could be spring and fall type weather all year round, if it could just go from spring to fall to spring to fall, that would be my kind of weather. Right. Do you have the star good A. Austin? I'm going to try to translate that. Do I have a 4-star gold zombie Austin? Is that your question? Which Austin? Z Austin? If that's your question, then yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I have a 4-star gold zombie Austin. Hey Ryan, I hope all is well with you too. Striker question. Do I take Brett to 4-star gold? McRousey, my first female 4-star silver, or single 4-star silver. The advantage to taking Brett to 4-star gold as soon as you possibly can is that you can use those Brett tokens. Not too long after this event ends, they're going to switch him over to regular striker tokens, so it's going to cost you that much more resources to take him to gold. And I think he's well deserved of going to gold. I think he's that good. So if you can grab, maybe you plan, I don't know if you've done the prize wall for this event yet, maybe you plan on getting as much TP off of that prize wall as you can. That's what I would try to do. I would try to use those Brett tokens while they're still valid. Otherwise, they're just going to sit in your inventory until you can recycle them. So I would make that my priority. I'm assuming you've got Steel and Titus, which is how you run Brett. Rhonda, do you have Zombie Nakamura at 5K? Because that's her best build. Is with Akam and Zombie Nakamura. Best woman in the game is hard because I don't have some of the newer ones. I don't have Kyrie, I don't have Hall of Fame Lita, I don't have Ember, I don't have Trish, and I don't have Becky the Man. But of the ones that I have, I think Brie is the best. I'm looking forward to taking up China as a comparison once I get the couple of China tokens I need from the new Showdown store that apparently is coming in this new update. But I don't know much about... I know Lita is... Hall of Fame Lita is basically Jimmy Uso, right? So Jimmy Uso in the women's division would be pretty good. So Hall of Fame Lita's got to be up there. Even though she's a showboat, I think Wendy Richter is underrated in the women's division. I think she was a very good free character that we got. She's basically Jeff Hardy. A good recycler, lots of help. Great as a second person in tag team who can come in with her moves full. That way you don't need to use an MP trainer on her. I think Stephanie's very good. I think the regular Lita is very good. But I think Brie, with the right trainers, is the hardest hitting woman in the game. Again, that's my caveat, is I don't have Trish. I don't have a couple of the other newer ones. Altoona. My only reference point to Altoona is my cultural reference that it's mentioned in Groundhog Day. When Bill Murray is arguing with the cop on the blizzard closed road about how it's really not going to snow. It's all going to move out to the east and hit Altoona. We'll open a couple of bags when this blitz is done. Looking for 500 more gold tickets. I think I'm sitting on 500. Love to be able to get one or two more of those blitzes done before this event ends, just to try to get some more potential premium loot coins, maybe get some more Hogan shards. One thing to keep note of, everybody, just remember that 2 and 3 star shard loot, anything you have saved up, ends today, so make sure you do those pulls, otherwise they're going to go away. Also, the prize walls for these events end in about 5 hours, so make sure to get your t-shirt prize wall pulls done, and make sure to get your ingots pulls done before they go away. Oh, I know we got a lot of blitz. Yeah, I think Fiend is going to be a good blitz character no matter what level you have him at. I don't even have his trainers maxed, and I don't have Kyrie, who would be his second coach along with Nikki Bella. The one good thing I'm liking about the Acom Blitz that's coming up is that it's a faction event. I like using my Blitz tickets to help people in the faction more than using them to help myself. Hey, 5 regular loot coins. Not exactly what I wanted, but because these are going to end up being Andre the Giant or Jerry Lawler shards probably. The $1 Million Man. 6. I don't need any of these shards. I've got plenty, thanks. Yeah. Yeah. Got to the milestone though, doing those loot pulls. So now it's 80,000 more points to get to the next milestone. That is 16 more blitzes. I can't get 16 blitzes done in an hour and 9 minutes, so I'm going to have to get... Yes, he is. I do have Zombie Kane, and yes, he's well worth it. Let's have a look at this prize wall. I'm not sure if I want to do any more of these blitzes, but we'll see. Maybe I need to do enough to get 500 more gold tickets. So what have I got? I've got 103k, so I can still only get one of those. And then I would have 43k left. So if I get 2,000 more t-shirts, I can get the Hogan shards and 5 million coins. So maybe that's what I gotta do. Get 2,000 more t-shirts and then call it quits on this. Not maxing this event hurts me more than anything really in the solo event for the NWO WrestleMania, because I was hovering right around 25, but if people above me did better in this event than me, then I'm probably going to be down in the 30s or 40s, which is a big difference in leaderboard rewards at the end. Oh, I hear you, man. I said the other day I'm going to set my alarm clock at 6 a.m. every morning and wake up to I Got You, Babe, because every day now is the same. Stuck inside. Well, when they release NWO Hogan, I mean, common thought is that he's going to be, I initially thought he would be a trickster. He could very well be a showboat. I doubt they're going to make him a striker. So when you think of what moves he's going to have, you're right, it's probably going to be yellow and red. And then whatever class he ends up in, you know, it's probably going to be a yellow, red, purple or a yellow, red, black set of moveset for Hollywood Hogan when he comes out. But I don't know what. You mean you think he'll be needed as a trainer, or you think he'll be needed to get him? Like, you're going to have to do a Hulk Hogan tour will be the key to help getting him. Unfortunately, the way they do things, it'll probably be an event where actually having NWO Hulk Hogan will help you progress in the event. That seems the way you do things. Hey, you can earn shards for this guy, but in order to get him, you need to do loop pulls and get that guy. Yeah, who knows? It was like that last NWO event, right? It was, hey, you can earn shards for all the top NWO guys. Come and get your shards. Requirements, all the NWO guys. No, we do not need another Attitude Era striker, that's for sure. I think he'll be a showboat or a trickster. The question is, when Drew McIntyre comes in the game, do we think he's going to be a striker or a powerhouse? So we think he's going to be yet another blast gem guy? So we need to keep our eye on the blog. So I need 250 more gold tickets to do one more gold blitz. Yeah, I mean, there's already, what, 4 Cenas in the game? What's missing? An acro and a tech? Sorry, no, there's an acro already. A technician and a striker are the 2 categories we don't have a Cena yet. Choose cross breaks or a mixture of cross breaks and X breaks, or basically I think it would have been good if they had given Drew the moveset they've given to this new Mr. Perfect. Hey Joseph, the setup I tried on Andrade that we talked about on your stream a few weeks ago, I've been running him with the blue-black build just because I don't have Rowan and Demon Balor at a high enough level to run the yellows. I find the yellow build much more board dependent. Is that what you're talking about, Joseph? Or is there a different Andrade build? I think I run him with Bray and Matt, and run the black. Is it black blue blue or black black blue? I would love to hear that you have something new. If you guys haven't seen the video that's going around on social media now, on Twitter and I imagine on Facebook, with the two sisters, and the one of them has cancer and has lost all her hair, and her sister has shaved her head to support her. It's something else. You guys will notice on the screen, I'm sure, my Twitter is right here. If you want to follow me on Twitter. And over there, on the other side, is my Discord. If you want to contact me there with any questions or ideas for streams, or if you want to collaborate on something, feel free to add me on there. Well, when I'm done this blitz, Joseph, let's throw Andrade into one of these lineups and see if we can figure it out. See if we can figure it out again. Maybe it was one of those where you're using one move from each color, right? Because normally you immediately think I need to use two from one color and one from another. But some people's best builds are 3 different colors, right? Especially if they're low charge moves. Green TP I usually use, is it 90 hard? I'm not sure what the Shard Shakeup event is. Have we seen details on that? I'm curious about Andrade now, Joseph. Have a look when this blitz is done. With what trainers are you thinking, Joseph? Yeah, it's probably like a weekend warrior event, right? Where you just spend in-game cash. Come on, give me 250 more tickets. There's also a clownin event. What is that, a doink event? Hey, got the 250. All right, so let's run that gold blitz and we'll throw in Andrade and see if we can figure this out. So Andrade. So the black that is the yellow that increases the multi-gems. The black that puts the random area. So that, and the other black. I don't have Z Taker. What does Z Taker do? I think we're all hurting on black TP right now, Aaron. Every new character who's come out recently has needed black. So now we increase them. Now if you're going against a higher opponent, you'd probably make a match and increase them again on the next turn. Wait until your opponent can hit you with a special move. Okay, well, I can do all those tours then. Most people should be able to do all those tours. Hey, Daniel. So let's just out of curiosity, just see. what these gems are worth at a times 14. Times 15. 93K a piece. Yeah, that'll work. Not board dependent in the least. It's relatively perk resistant because the black and yellow are 2 charge and 1 charge. Yeah, I did, didn't I? So those would be like 17s or 18s by the time we use them. Now they're going to be 21s. My goodness. 112K a piece. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a fan. It's a mental block we have, right? Because the second black moves make blues, and you're like, well, I don't want it to make blues, so I'm not going to use that build. Because it doesn't help refill any of my moves, but the moves don't really need refilling. Yeah, that makes a little bit of a difference too. That's pretty impressive. I like it. Come on, give me something good from here. Give me 5 premiums. Come on. 5 regulars. Not as good. Yeah. $420 million mans. Yeah, I play on my phone. It's 104. I still need 1,000 more t-shirts. I need 715 more t-shirts to be able to get this and the 5 million coin. So I gotta keep blitzing for a few more minutes here. I need 700 more t-shirts. What do you get in one blitz? 30, 65. I'll do like 3 more blitzes. She's waiting for you to pick her up. Yeah? Sorry? Yep. I wonder if I could show it to you here. So I got my laptop. I've got my Discord down here. I've got my pop-out chat here. I've got that's my game screen when I'm on the game. And then it's all into my OBS. And then I've got the stream information there. So basically just my phone and my MacBook and another secondary monitor. Yeah, really like that Andrade build. Thank you for reminding me of that, Joseph. I forgot completely about that one. And I don't think I ever would have picked up on it because of that black move that turns gems into blue. It would have completely made my mind go, well, I don't want blue gems. I need black and yellow gems. But you really don't. You don't need yellow gems at all. So I've got my phone plugged in with a lightning cable into there, and then I use that's just QuickTime movie recorder, and then you just choose your iPhone as your source instead of the camera into your laptop. And then I've got an HDMI cable to go out to the secondary monitor. So that's the only cord you need, is just the phone the cord you charge your phone with. I tried using an emulator, I tried using BlueStacks, and I hated it. It was just so laggy, and running that and OBS at the same time on a laptop made the computer performance slower and therefore made the stream slower. Maybe if you had a real high-end gaming PC with a lot more RAM and memory than I've got running on my MacBook, an emulator would be the way to go. I mean, Gersan's feed looks great, so, but I'm just, yeah, making do with the equipment I've got. The most fun part, honestly, is designing the layouts and the graphics on the OBS and on Photoshop. Try to come up with some nice graphics. Garden City, United States calling me. I don't think I want to talk to anybody from there. If you just message me on Discord, Joseph, I can talk you through the setup of it and the settings you need on QuickTime and stuff like that. But it's certainly the best workaround I could find. Plus, I just like playing on my phone. I don't like pointing and clicking on the game like we did with the emulator. I much rather use the way I've been playing the game for 3 years. Sure. I think I'm up to about 1.3 million, getting close to 20 4-star golds. So my goal now is just to get to 105k of these t-shirts so I can get the 100 Hogan shards and the 5 million coins. Yeah, but I mean, I guess the good thing is it means right away I'm going to get all the rewards for levels, what, 7 through 14 or whatever it is, right? I'm just going to get them as a bulk. Here's all your rewards, which is going to be nice initially. Hopefully it's about 100,000 strap parts, which I think is the currency I need most right now. I got so many straps and so many medals, and I just can't unlock the slots because I don't have enough strap parts. So I think that's what I'm going to be spending most of my showdown resources on once I get the 2 China tokens. I'll probably just be doing as much as I can grabbing strap parts from there. Oh yeah, you can do it on your PC for sure. I would think QuickTime runs the same on a PC as it does on a Mac. And you already use OBS, I'm sure. Just what I needed there. Only got 13,000 of those. Oh, I just imagine the App Store, everybody doing that update at the same time. So I still need 525 more t-shirts. Oh boy. Yeah, that's going to be crucial for me as to how much I'm going to enjoy this update. The fact that they said just early in the day yesterday the price point for that was TBD, not I don't have confidence that it's going to start at a level where everybody's going to be happy with it, but we'll see. Maybe it'll be a free trial. I doubt it'll be a free trial, though. I don't. Do you get Mr. Perfect just by getting it, or do you still have to pull him somehow in rewards? I would honestly like to see them offer a bundle. You know, give their long-time loyal customers a bit of a break and an incentive to get them all. You know, like bundling your cable, internet, and home phone together. I assume that in the levels between whatever people start at and getting up to level 15, I assume there's going to be shards or pulls involved in clearing those levels. So those of us starting at 15, you would hope end up with a bunch of shards to start with. It'll be curious to see what keeps you motivated too, for those of us starting at level 15. I mean, for those who are starting in the 10, 11, 12 zone, your motivation obviously is get me to that next level, get me to that next level. But those of us starting at the top level, hopefully there will be enough in this to keep us motivated and progressing ourselves. Because I mean, you're never done in this game. You're never to a point where, okay, I've done everything I can do. Even the guys with the 2 million rosters aren't there yet, because there's always new guys. There's always new ways to use your resources, right? So, oh, believe me, Aaron, that's been a bone of contention with me for quite some time now. I've got about 10,000 DX vault coins saved up of like about 50 for 51 pulls. That's how long it's been since I finished it. So yeah, restocking is hopefully imminent, and if they ever blow away with it without giving suitable compensation, I will not be a fan of that. Anyway. My Discord is pinging like crazy here. Well, like I said, hopefully immediately graduating from whatever the starting level it is up to 15, you earn a crap load of those special tokens. Hopefully they're also immediately revamping the rewards on the VIP Blitz, that you get those black Blitz tickets for, because I know a couple of the stops on that VIP Blitz were the premium shards that they're doing away with, so they can't just throw that Blitz back out there as is. It needs to be rejigged. Hopefully they've bumped up the diamonds that you earn on them. Instead of earning 1/5 of a pull every time you do it, hopefully it's up to a full pull. But we'll see. Maybe they're going to do away with that Blitz altogether. I don't know. Yes, it is, Joseph. They already changed the Blitz? Okay, I haven't. I think my thing renews today, so once the new KOK tour comes up and I get that 4th ticket. So what did they put in place of the shards? Like they just threw in a 25 TP bag or something? Or? Lizzie's looking for me. Oh, headliners. Awesome. They split up the 100K coins. So instead of 100K off the top, you get what, 40 and 60? $25. Oh boy. So you get less on this now. They made it worse. You just get less. Because the 100K, instead of taking up 1 spot, now takes up 2. Oh my goodness. They made it worse. Wow. Wow. $75 shirts. What am I up to now? How many more of these do I have to do in the next 21 minutes? If I would stop humming and hawing and just keep blitzing, I need 260 more t-shirts. What do you get in 1 blitz? 30, 65. 140. You get 190. So I need to do 2 more blitzes in the next 21 minutes. Shouldn't be a problem, but I hope they change it because that's brutal. Here, let's give you less. I need to get to 105K so I can get 100 Hogan shards for 60, and then the 5 million coins for 45, and that'll be it. That'll take me to somewhere between 1200 and 1300 Hogan. Just build him piece by piece, brick by brick. It would probably be more valuable to me, to be honest, to get coin and TP. But I think the only way I'm ever going to get Hogan is to just keep gathering shards where I can. I'm never pulling them. The prize wall is definitely up for an hour after this blitz ends at the top of the clock, right? Like, I don't need to. Yeah, that's almost what you have to do. The worst thing is, I'm going to end up this month, if I get them off the prize wall, which I probably will because I'm stupid, I'm going to end up with 1,150 big show shards. I'm going to be 50 shards short. So maybe I just stay at 1050 and I use those ingots to get something else that I need right away. That'll just taunt me if I'm sitting there with 1,150 until they offer him again. It's the same with Zombie Cena. I think I've got 1,175 out of 1,200 Zombie Cena. Yeah, I did. I missed something early on, though. I think there was one of the TP or coin events where I didn't get the 50 that were on offer, and that's what I'm going to end up short. Yeah, I know, Joseph, but how else are you going to get them? Or maybe you just resign your fact that if you get them, and you're not going to, waste resources piecing them together. Like eventually you might just get them. So that's the dilemma I always go through on these, you know, using shards or ingots that you've been building up for weeks and weeks and not getting a guy, right? You're just getting 5% of a guy. You know, in the grand scheme of things, is there a big difference between having 1,200 or having 1,300 at this point? Maybe not. Maybe I should be spending my gold ingots on, or my t-shirts on something other than Hogan shards. Maybe I will. Maybe you can talk me out of it. Just buy as many of those 100 TP packs as get the 5 million coins, and maybe get the 5 million coins and the 3 million coins, and then whatever's left in small TP. You know, you always need coins, but in reality, coins are the easiest resource to build back up again, right? You know, the only reason I wanted to get Big Show now was to be able to do that victory tour, because you get a couple million coins and a bunch of TP from those, right? So I hate having 2 of the 3 victory tours that I can't do. You know, the last couple months it's been good. I've been able to do 2 out of 3 or sometimes all 3 of them for the past few months. But seeing 2 of those tours this month go to complete waste for me, I hate that. Yeah. I sank like a stone over the past few days in the NWO solo. I was in the top 20 for most of the event, but I'm down around 50 now, just because I botched this event a little bit. I didn't blitz enough. I should have blitzed during the whole feud instead of feuding as much as I did, to be honest. I'm sure that's where a lot of people moved ahead, and they're the ones who ended up getting a lot of pulls, and they're the ones who ended up filling up their Hogan shards, and I get stuck in the middle. I got to the second last feud milestone, and now I'm going to end up short on this event, and it's going to cost me in the monthly solo. Sometimes you just got to pick a direction and stick with it. I get caught changing tangents at really bad points. That's about what I did, Joseph. But I lowballed a lot of that feud too. I just ran Booker and fodder. So I was only getting 30 or 40k per brawl. I didn't want to be spending a whole bunch of health packs running 9-on-9 against somebody. Or I guess I would have been 8 because I know of Hogan. But throwing 8 golds and silvers out there for me is just a recipe to lose a few hundred health pack over the course of a few hours, and I wasn't interested in doing that this time, especially since I didn't buy any perks for the feud. So I should have blitzed the whole time. I'd be miles ahead of where I am now. Yeah, I've decided I'm not getting those big show shards. I'm going to use my golden guts somewhere else. We can go have a look at that once I get this blitz done. I think I'm going to get the Nash gear. Yeah, you're right about that, Aaron. That's usually the way I default to, but gears are a different story. Come on now, we got 9 minutes. Don't lag on me now. Yeah, Booker was just deadly when he filled that middle row in this feud. I've got gear, Fiend gear. Yeah, whenever you can get a gear for a good guy for free, I think you get it. One thing that confuses a lot of people, I had someone leave a comment on YouTube for me the other day about the Andrade stream that I did earlier this week. He said, "Oh, you don't have gear." Once you have the gear and you claim it and you equip it once, you can run the guy however you want him to look, and that gear is still active. You don't need to have that particular gear on him to get that bonus. So you don't need your guy to look like Santa Claus. If you've got the Santa Claus gear, he doesn't need to look like Santa Claus. And we don't need Bray to look like Firefly Funhouse in order for his gear to work. Same thing with Andrade. I just think he looks better wearing the blue than he does wearing the white, so I run him with the blue. I like Ray, you know, I don't like Ray in that flowery headdress gear, so I usually run him just with his normal gray and red gear, even though I have the two others. The yellow one looks good too. I run it with that sometimes, but once you have a gear and you claim it, you don't need to be wearing it for its effects to take place. Alright, that should give me enough t-shirts now to, if I want to get the Hogan shards, I can, and get the 5 mil. Someone can talk me out of the Hogan shards over the next few minutes. Maybe this will give me 1,000 gold blitz tickets and I can just go and do that. before it ends. All right, so we should have 105K now. We do. So 60K for that if I want to get 100 shards. Or I got 105K. I could get all that top row of coin. That's 72.81. Still have 24K left. I could get all that coin. And then a couple of those smaller TPs. What am I at in Hogan shards? I'm at 1183. Yeah, but I can't get all 5, so. Yep. Yep. Wow. Okay, I'll be up in a bit.
How long?
Not long.
I'm just asking how.
I'm not, in a few minutes. Like minutes, not like half an hour. In a few minutes. Okay, I've got 1.05 million. So I think I want the big Kev gear. That leaves me with 572. So I think I want that. 2 million coin, 2,000 TP, some tokens. Now I have 92.5 left. So 92.5, I could get 3 of those 100 TPs. So what am I left with now? With 3,400. So used up almost all of those, which is good. Now the silver ones. I've got 76k left. I'm going to be getting more when the key event ends. Got 10k left. That'll get me one of these. So that event's now over. Let's reopen the game and see what we got. Nope. Give me some black and green and purple. Hey, green and black, that's good. Hopefully these won't just be 2000 blues up here. Hey, no blue, dodged all the blue. It's getting a little better. Would have liked some black. So 53rd in this event now. I need to get in the top 25. 4. 418. 65k. Probably not going to happen. Unless we come back and win that. 500k behind. All right. Family wants lunch. I'm going to go up and eat. And hopefully this update happens when they say it's going to happen. And we can log on later and have a look at this new contest and go through the new update and what we get. All right. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you later.